What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notification so that you ever get all of my content, all of my videos. Now, Michael Porter Jr. is set to come back pretty soon, according to reports. Um, and Michael Porter Jr., who I've been saying that he has superstar potential for quite some time. He definitely is going to be a big booster to the Denver Nuggets. Um, Michael Porter Jr. when he first initially had came in, he caught a lot of criticism, um, about him being inconsistent or what have you. But nevertheless, he's made up for it. He made up for it, believe it or not, in the postseason. Michael Porter Jr. is supposed to be coming back uh, at the end of March, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. He'll be cleared from the lumbar spine surgery, and he's going to be clear for on court contact within the next week. Okay. Now he's supposed to be entering in the Denver lineup sometime in March, and this is going to be a big boost. You know. Now, Tim Conley did come out and said, I would say don't listen to those reports. They didn't come from me. They didn't come from uh, from Tim Conley. I'm sorry, and that was Mike Malone that said that. They didn't come from anybody with the Denver Nuggets. I would say be careful what you listen to and what you read. End quote. So we're getting some sort of mixed views, but they are um, they are saying that Michael Porter Jr. is hoping to be back in the lineup by March. Me myself personally, I wouldn't rush nothing like that back, especially when we consider Michael Porter Jr. In the situation. When we're talking about the spine, man. I know some people saying like, hey, what's the big deal? Technology, da 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 da, all this other stuff. Well, I think about stuff like that much more different. Now, another thing that we also have to look at too is they hope to have Jamal Murray coming back. Now, there hasn't been any timetable on Jamal Murray at this point in time, but what they are saying is that they're hoping to have him back before the playoffs. Um, Salute to everybody that's in here. True Viking, uh, Scrub Zero, I see you in the building. Memphis 10, Alex, all of y'all. I see you in here. You said I told you Ben Simmons ain't going to play. Well, um, listen, I, you know, I told everybody that you need to get ready for a guy that has a diva like mentality. You know, his ego is through the roof, similar to James Harden. The only difference with James Harden, he's actually on the floor right now. I can't even really criticize James Harden in a negative way because he's going out there right now and he's doing his job. Um, but when it comes to Ben Simmons, there's no need to tell me, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Listen, I've been knowing about Ben Simmons pretty much, you know, three to we know it. Now, I find it very odd and very strange that if Michael Porter Jr. comes back and does the unthinkable and actually plays before Ben Simmons does, I'm gonna find that very fishy because here you have a guy that has spine issues, and it's still involving the back, even though Michael Porter Jr. is more crucial. He actually had to have surgery. And I find it odd that a will get hurt. He's gotten hurt twice and still is able to get back right back on the floor. I find that strange. But you're saying, okay, I gotta get this right. I gotta get that right. Look, you're listen. You're gonna have a roller coaster either way it goes because you're gonna. Yeah, exactly. Like you are gonna listen. You're not gonna just come out there and oh yeah, well I'm gonna automatically be in rhythm because you've been playing with guys that whatnot. Yeah, you've been probably practicing with the team right. But before then, who were you practicing with? According to reports, you were playing with guys, at St. Joe's, and there's no knock on, guys that play. You know what I'm saying? I, hey, salute to them and everything. But we're talking about actual game competition, actual guys that are playing right now. It'd be a different story if you were actually playing. I would say like at a Rico Hines. And for those of y'all that don't know what Rico Hines is, it's a summer run full of nothing but NBA players. There's a few guys that come from overseas and a lot of college players and stuff like that. But that right there and the Drew League are cream of the crops. That's where guys go to hone their skills and hone their games. And as a matter of fact, when my son gets older and he ever wants to play ball, being that we have a lot of family in LA, that's where I'm going to take him, right? And probably billion. And then you also have to be it has to be by invite. Now there are some cases where at Rico Hines where you could go there, but you better be on point. And if you're not on point, they'll ask you to leave. They'll ask you to leave the facility. If you come in there and let's say your game is not up to par with some of the other professional players, college players, and all that other stuff, they will really ask you to leave, and they won't embarrass you. They'll just ask you. They'll ask you to kindly leave the poly or leave the gym. But anyways, it's just like if he wanted to box, I would do everything that I could to either have my son train with go up there, with the Mayweathers or somebody, that's affiliated with Earl Spence. Well, yeah, they're very strict. I mean, you got to understand, you're playing with. Listen, when you get on, okay, when you're playing like you know a game like basketball, and these guys are hooping and stuff. They're trying to get to as close as game like and uh, uh, close to the competition that they face on an everyday basis. Not mediocre talent that if you're just blowing by a guy, you know, uh, consistently in the game or whatever, that's not bettering that guy. You need a guy that that okay. If you're out there and you're playing hard on defense and you're able to stop a guy like James Harden or like a Russell Westbrook, oh, you did. Oh, okay. Well, hey, true Viking. I told you I'm gonna and listen. I was doing that, when I had a lot of things going on. Like during that time, the COVID was going on and stuff like that, so I had to make some adjustments. Uh, but now, like I said, my wife, she's doing better. She was sick for a while, and I had to make some adjustments. Also, my daughter was younger, and my son was just being born and everything. I had to make some. But now, like Waka Flocka said, now I'm back on deck. You know what I'm saying? So, um, Waka Flocka, he said, I fucked my money up. Now I got to re up. Y'all don't know nothing about that Waka Flocka. Nah, but I'm back on deck, and that's what I do. I don't make any excuses. That's why, uh, a lot of people fuck with me. I don't make any excuses. I pipe down or whatever. And them guys knew what I went through. Hitman X, shout out to him. Hey, we got the two. We got True Viking and True the King. But shout out to True the King. They know what I went through. All of them know what I went through. Go Mike know what I went through. Shout out to Go Mike. Wait, what? He knew what I went through. Jacob, definitely. He know what I went through. JT, aka Grinder. He know what I went through. But nevertheless, I'm still doing this because, like I said, this is therapeutic. But anyway, I'm gonna get back on it. I'm not trying to make this about me. Now, that's why guys are really cooking Ben Simmons because listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If James Harden didn't play, I was finna move. I was finna lose even more respect for James Harden. James, like he was being humble with the reporter yesterday with New York. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if he really means what he says. But hey, let's keep it up. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I never said that James Harden was trash or couldn't play or anything like that. I wish I would have knew earlier. I would have way bigger supporter to you and your family. Well, you're finding out now. That's all that matters. I mean, and listen, okay, look, like I said, True Right now, I don't do this for a whole bunch of people or anything like that. No, I don't do that. If if you choose to come here and you choose to be a part of this and everything and support, that's great. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. And you've been 10 toes down. You're showing that you're 10 toes down. You and your son. Um, but there's people that they'll be here a little while and then they choose not to be a part of it no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I can't control that. And neither can any other YouTuber. But I will say this though, if I see a pattern and you're sitting here, you're begging me for a wrench, or you want to be a moderator and everything, and then you don't come here, you're not supporting the channel, you're playing hide and go seek and all this other stuff, and then you come here and then your wrench is gone, you're gonna wonder why, because you're not coming through and you're not showing love, you're not coming through like a T Price on the daily. Shout out to T Price who shows love. You're not coming here like a True King who shows love. You're not on here showing love like a Chicken TV. Shout out to Chicken TV. You're not on here showing love like a True Raw for TV. I mean, you call yourself amongst the LDBC, and you're not here to support your brothers and everything, but you want to beg a wrench for my channel or somebody else's channel. It doesn't work that way. I got guys that are not even in the LDBC that come here from time to time and show me love. And I've given them, I made them a moderator because when I go to their channel, it's all love with them, but I can't sit here and be like, oh, and give you a wrench and everything, and then I don't hear from you for quite some time. And you're not supporting, you're not saying, you're not even saying hey or anything, and I'm not begging for it either. But all I need is a couple people that stand 10 toes down with me. So that's what I try to bring to everybody. But it's no hard feelings. You're not gonna be able to get rid of her. Well, no, I'm not. No, and I don't want you. I mean I don't want to get rid of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I like but if I have to carry things on my own, I don't mind that either. I've been in this game for quite some time and everything. I don't do this for uh, money or numbers, statistics, views and all this other stuff. Yeah, I want people to see it, but I'm trying to really get the message out. And this case right here, when we talk about Ben Simmons, the media is really trying to downplay it. Now, at first, I kind of fed into what the media was saying. I started to, but you know, I was like Will Smith, true Mike, and I was like, now I thought now home to Bel Air, I thought now for a minute. I had to go back and I said, wait a minute, this guy is talking about his back is killing him. What have you been doing? What have you been doing? Now it did come from Sharina that he's having back issues, but anybody can take a report and really make it fake and fabricate it. Anybody can do that. Put false reports out and stuff like that. I'm not saying that Sharina did that, but I mean, come on. You have yet to hit an NBA game in how many months? And I understand now. The only slight, and I'm not even giving him any type of pass per se, but the only type of, I guess you could say, uh, mm, a slight little leeway is that we are talking about a back. Now, it can be hard to judge a back. Now, if he gets out there and he's out there, running up, running up and down the floor, doing that and all that other stuff, I'll be like, oh yeah, this guy was bullshit. But see, with backs, uh, a back issue, you really got to pay attention to. And like I said, I brought up another example that was Draymond Green. Says the media are paid liars. Exactly, you're on point with that, True Biker. They always change the narrative on things to get your mindset different. Exactly, exactly. And over here, we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to anybody. I don't want everybody. This isn't no. Oh yeah, I'm gonna regurgitate something that I heard, online or anything like that. I'm gonna, report it, but then I'm gonna do my research, and then also, I gotta dive in deep and do some investigating. Then I'm gonna make my own observation about it. Especially when you put two and two together. But Michael Porter Jr., this guy is really hurt. This guy was really, he really had a something that you had to take care of. We're talking about dealing with your spine. Something that you got to pay attention to. And Michael Porter Jr. I have to watch him too because Michael Porter Jr. A lot of people were doubting him coming in because he thing about him was that everybody was questioning whether or not he was going to play because he came in injured. Everybody questioned him like as if he was going to be like a Blake Griffin, even to a further degree, like a Jamal Mashburn or something like that. How his career was going to play out, and I didn't want him to. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't like Michael Porter Jr. coming out of high school. I thought he was overrated, and the reason why was because at that time I thought Dennis Smith Jr. was better, but Michael Porter Jr. Because they talked about him in the media so much. I was like, man, this guy. I was doubting him. I didn't think he was trash or nothing like that, but I was just saying that he was overrated. Then once I got to see him play, I started watching him a little bit more. I was like, man, this guy could potentially be, an actual superstar because this guy is is efficient. But for the most part, he's been efficient, especially from 3 pointers. This guy can really score the ball. Like he has a knack for scoring. He's athletic. He can get up and down the floor. His defense is solid. In his young career and stuff, and everybody's like, well, what did he do in the playoffs, Polo? Da, 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 da. No, this dude is young. He was playing as a rookie in the goddamn playoff. And then also, what you also had to realize is that he wasn't getting that much playing time. I'm not a fan of Mike Mike Malone. I don't like Mike Malone. I do not like Mike Malone at all. Wes Unseld Jr. was the guy that should have got a lot of credit. But now that's not really showing too well. I mean, in the beginning it was. Wes Unseld Wes Unseld Jr. was actually in running at the beginning of the season for early, head coach of the year. But now we see how things have played out. Washington is a non-factor at this point in time. But yeah, I find it very strange. Now we'll see what happens. That's just like when they were saying that yeah, Ben Simmons is coming back. Before the 10th and everything like that. I'm not gonna. That doesn't hold any weight with me. You can say that all day. There ain't no inside reports or any of that other stuff. Look, the guy's not gonna play on the 9th. He's not gonna play on the 10th, and don't expect him to play any time after that. You know, if you really wanted to play that bad, if you really wanted to play that bad, what you would do is you would do everything necessary to be like, you know what, I'm gonna get out here, back pains or not, and I'm gonna get out here and show these people whatever. And that's what see the collective of the CBA. They're getting tired of stuff like this. If a guy like White with Boston, what I was telling True the King that Boston had they checkmated on that move right there. If he could automatically suit up with no problem, Serge Ibaka has back problems. Serge Ibaka has back problems, and this guy came with Milwaukee and was still out there hooping. He played a couple minutes, but I'm giving a prime example. You're supposed to be ready to go. I don't want to hear none of that. Well, I'm a little nervous of what the fans are going to say. Da, 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 da. If you're nervous about that shit, you shouldn't be playing basketball. No. Well, what are they going to do? I'm wondering how they're going to feel. Da, 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 and all this other stuff. Listen, let's just be real. You don't want to return to Philly because you're nervous. You pulling one of the you pulling a stunt like LeBron did with Miami. Let's just call it what it is. That's what you're doing. You're afraid of what they're gonna say about you or stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. You're not mentally strong. You're not mentally strong. You might have all the talent in the world, but if you're not mentally strong, uh, you know your your probability for success is very low. Hey, I know you're going 1,000 miles an hour. I know. I ain't gonna mess with you. There you go. Don't work too hard. Scrub Zero, what's going on, man?
What's up, Polo?
Damn, man, you up early. I wasn't expecting that.
I'm always.
You're up early and you're talking about basketball. That's odd. I mean,
No, I'm home early and I'm talking about basketball. I'm always up at this time.
and his phone is good. Wow, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. I'm like, dang, I can't believe it.
Crazy.
Now, what's going on, man? What you got on this right here in terms of Ben Simmons, well, I don't know if you know what's going on. Did you listen to anything I was saying?
I don't know what's up with Michael Porter Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Too much. I mean, I was listening to you a bit, but I don't know too much about that situation. Ben Simmons, listen. My question is he gonna get back before the season ends? I not so much like is he gonna be back for Philly, but will he be back for the season ends? How much time is he gonna get before then? Is he gonna play this season? Like that's more what I'm wondering. Because would it help Brooklyn if he did play the season? He got some time before the postseason. And he was on the roster. Sure, it would, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world if they don't have him. I think at this point he's extra.
Right. So you think it's not going to hurt? It's not going to hurt or hinder Brooklyn.
I don't think so. As long as they could get KD back with some time before the postseason starts, and he can, and once the postseason starts, he's not trying to get his conditioning back. He could just play.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyrie's able to play the home games too. They'll be fine. I ain't worried about that.
But the thing that I brought up though, Scrub, is I will find it fishy because Michael Porter Jr. He had surgery on his lumbar area of the spine or whatever. And okay, I brought up another example. Another example is Ja Morant. He got injured twice. One involved his knee, another one involved his ankle, and he still has been able to come back and hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? And see, the reason why I brought that up, Scrub, is because you're saying that you're back, you're having back issues and everything like that. Well, I could bring up something else. Now, a real back issue that I know nobody that he's not fucking around with is Draymond Green, which he's already reported to be back in the practice and everything. And if he beats your ass back, guess what? Then I find it very fishy that you have back issues and you have yet to play a game. You haven't been through any type of injury. What the hell have you been doing?
Right.
So I just find that odd, but the reports are coming out, and they're saying, oh well, he has to recondition this. I'm like, come on, that's BS. We know what the real truth is, Scrub. At first I tried to give him a benefit of the doubt, but I said no, because he's getting ready to go back to he's gonna play Philly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whether you're at home or whether you're even out on the road or you got to go back into Wales or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're mentally weak. That's what the fact of the matter is. You don't want to face your folks. You're going to have to continue to face them anyway. If you continue playing in the NBA, you're going to have to go back there, not unless you put in a LeBron James like he did, in Miami, a couple years, sit on the bench. Listen, you still got people that might like you there. You know what I mean? But the majority of the people, yes, when you touch that ball, man, your ass is gonna get booed. They're gonna be saying all types of stuff. You might as well get professional for it. Every NBA player went through. If
But
Kobe, if Kobe, if the late great Kobe Bryant scrub could get booed in almost every single arena besides LA when he was going through what he went through, I mean, and to be able to overcome that and still not let it affect him, that shows you how mentally strong.
oh, you said it right there. The difference in mental strength. Kobe was a different animal altogether. Ben
Mm-hmm.
Simmons, we've questioned it. We've seen signs of mental weakness. We've questioned how much he really wants to go through this. Like, this is really more. It ain't just him. He's the point of emphasis right now, but it's a lot of players that couldn't handle getting booed through every damn stadium.
Right.
Like, as a, but let's get back to Ben Simmons. I don't listen. He's not gonna. He's done a lot of damage already to the point where he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. It's
Mm-hmm.
now I'm not making a judgment either way, but listen, you didn't play. You didn't come into the season because you didn't want to be in Philly. All right, you didn't want to be in Philly, but you went through all these hoops and hurdles, listening to an agent who you had no business listening to because one, he works for you, and two, and it. Rich Paul ain't real. I don't know if Rich Paul's really the guy I'd want to listen to personally. From what I've observed from how he's gone about business and his other life. But
He said my preference.
you're right. Like
Preference.
I can't speak for everyone. I can speak for me. But listen, he didn't. He hasn't played. He's cost himself a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You got out of Philly like you wanted. All right, there you're out. Uh, Now, if you're banged up, you're banged up. But why is it all? Why does it seem like it's just something else that that wasn't a part of the situation to begin with that's coming out? Like, what's
Yeah.
really going? Like, could it be true that he's having these issues? It could be.
Right.
Is it believable at this point? Hell no.
Right. No, that's a damn good. Those are some damn good points. Because I said this, bro. If you're gonna sit up there and you make there's a lot of excuses that this guy has, and it's piling up. Let's start with old Doc and Joel and B. You made up an excuse that okay, the reason why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling is because you felt like Joel and B and Doc threw you under the bus. So you say, you know what, I don't want to talk to them guys. Then the second excuse is, okay, well, Doc didn't respond to my text messages when I had reached out to him and stuff like that. So that gives me a more reason to be standoffish in the way that I was acting. Then you sat up there and you said, okay, well, I'm claiming mental health. That's the reason why I'm acting the way that I'm acting in practice, which is another excuse comes in there, of the reason why he was failing to show up or failing to be a participant, a participant in film sessions
Mm-hmm.
and in practice and stuff, coming in there with your cell phone all messed up and stuff like that. Then you're saying, okay, well, the reason why, uh, you know, Philly, I don't want to be there anymore and everything is because uh, I don't feel like they don't feel like the he doesn't feel like the organization has been his support and came to his aid when he needed him to, and they were just all throwing him under the bus. We're talking about front office now. Well, that can't be the case because Matisse Thybulle reached out to you, Danny Green reached out to you, Tobias Harris reached out to you. Several players on that squad have reached out to you, but you chose not to when you were in California. So now you're coming with this excuse. Well, my back is hurt, and I mean, how many different excuses that you got? Look, hey, Scrubs, you
Mm-hmm.
keeping tabs on them. I'm keeping tabs on them. The whole damn nation, everybody keeping tabs on
Yeah. This is something we've been wondering. Like, Ben Simmons brought a lot of attention on himself that he really didn't need to. these were things he could have that it didn't have to come to this. That's my whole thing. It didn't have to come to this. All right, you don't want to be there. Understandable. You go but you know how you go about it to put less to keep the unnecessary headaches away. You come in, you do your job. They'll find a place for you. Listen, they don't want to keep on a disgruntled player. You don't want to be there, but there's a level of professionalism that needs to be established, and listen, the signs have been showing from LSU. Like, how much do you really want it?
Man,
And
that's yeah, yeah, that's right.
like people want to say, oh yeah, but he because of the one and done rule, he don't want to be there, and I get that. But listen, you're there, make the most of it. You get to the next level, and then you do your thing. Well, here we are. How many? What? He's in his fifth, sixth year, something like that. And what does it look like? A lot of the same things.
Yeah,
So,
he's going into his fifth season now. This is the thing. Listen, this is one of the examples of why we're bringing up this issue as far as the collective bargaining in the CBA, and why we're going to clash, why the NBA is going to clash, and is subject to clash, is because of stuff like this. You know, you got guys, oh, well, I'm going to wait, da 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 da, and everything. But meanwhile, they're looking at it, they're looking like, well, there's some guys that have relatively the same issue and involve surgery and stuff like that. And guess what? They're they're doing their best to try to come back. Listen, you got a guy in Giannis. He'll hurt his ankle. Guess what? He's right back. Right back to playing. And I'm ankle back. It's different. There's guys that play on fractured or broken ankles or whatever. But listen, I'm just like this. They're analyzing that. They're like, well, damn, you just said that you didn't want to be in Philly. They they made it happen for you. Now you just over there. Look, this is over there just chilling. Over there chilling, man. What's up with it, Jacob Jennings? I see you in the building. You too, Mike. I meant to say what's up to you earlier. But man, you over there on the bench chilling. Got your chain on, you know what I'm saying? Got a suit on. Up in there high fiving and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If you really had back issues and all this other stuff, man, you be struggling to get up out your seat, man. You hopping out of your seat. Like ain't nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? You be up in there like, somebody at a nursing home struggling to get out your seat. Man, ain't nothing wrong with your damn back. You know what I'm saying, bro, man?
right.
You up in there moving around. I bet you ain't nothing wrong with your back when you be in the house. I bet. You know what I'm saying? I bet you be up in there giving them that long stroke. You know what I'm saying? I bet you ain't nothing wrong with that morning wood when you need, look, you need your back when you stroke it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? When you stroking, you gotta use your back. You could do it, put your back into it. That's why they made that song. You could do it, put your back into it. But listen, ain't no wrong with your goddamn back. Nigga, if you getting ID shots and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no wrong with your goddamn back. I bet you put 3 females in that jacuzzi with him scrub. Guess what? Oh, my back feel fine. Yeah. Oh, but now you get ready to play a video. Oh, something wrong with your back. Man, get out of here.
You start feeling different when the ladies around, huh?
Yeah, man. So, man. So you start seeing them women come around. Oh yeah, your health is good. I'm gonna keep it a little PG-13. I'm trying to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to clean it up a little bit, but man, I'm just like, damn, man, we gotta examine that type of shit. You up in here buying cars and all. I bet you up here racing Lamborghinis and Ferraris and all that other stuff. Ain't worried about your back. Man. You can get in a car accident like that. God forbid,
Right.
I mean, we gotta examine that stuff, And I hope Jacob Jennings ain't advocating for no business. You know how he gonna be the man? Get a nigga a chair.
Well, you know what? I gave him a chance, and you know, yeah, I gave him a chance. I gave him a chance, and you know what he did? He passed. A lot of people gave him a chance. He passed up a wide open dunk in the play in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good on him. Listen, the Nets have him. If he plays, cool. If he don't, cool. What I really don't want to happen is that he plays and then something happens and then he falls out the lineup.
Let me ask you.
Uh, what are you gonna say, Paulo?
No, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to ask you which one did you think was worse. Now that you brought that up, did you think the one with Middleton passing up a layup playing hot potato, or the one with Ben Simmons playing hot potato?
Man, like, bro, you 6'10". When I saw that, I was like, he really passed up a dunk. I'm like, oh,
Right. He don't have no problem dunking the daggone ball in the open floor, or coming through the middle or stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. This guy is talent. Listen, everybody think that I think like Ben Simmons is trash. No, Ben Simmons, as far as talent wise, he may not got no jumper. Listen, talent wise, athletic wise, and just physical wise, this guy is off the chart. Like, but his mental, man. Like sometimes I just wish I could just open up his brain, get inside there, and be like, in control. But I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? What's up with the JC Hip Hop? I see you in a minute. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the homie JC Hip Hop. Hold on one second, bro. He said, uh, if Denver get healthy, they might be able to surprise and really make some noise. Now, what I didn't tell Scrub earlier is that there's also been reports that Jamal Murray, um, he's set to come back or whatever off the ACL. They're trying to get him back before the playoffs. And with Michael Porter Jr., they're looking to have him come back in March. Now, Mike, there's kind of conflicting stories. This story came from Adrian Wojnarowski, but Mike Malone says that it's false. So they're looking for him to get back by March. I'm talking about Michael Porter Jr. Jamal Murray. They're trying to get him back before the playoffs.
well, listen, they need Jokic. He's been good. He's been doing his thing, but they're not winning no championship if they ain't got the other two guys. So
Yeah, they definitely. Listen, Denver is still a threat. Like I said, as long as you got the Joker. I know people they judge based on style and drip, swag, pizzazz, all this other stuff. But Jokic is not trying to. International people, they honestly could care less about that stuff. Their end game is like, okay, we're gonna put the ball in the hole. I'm gonna get you some assists, and also at the same token, we're gonna do what's best for the team so that we can win. That's their mentality. The footwork and fanciness and all that other stuff, they can care less. I mean, look at Luca. Motherfucker is unathletic but can still score like a motherfucker.
listen. So the question: you want glamour? Or you want substance? I'll take the substance any day.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one, man. And the thing about it is like everybody, they're like, oh well, when I say that Jokic, a guy like Jokic and a guy like John Morant are my top two MVPs, they look at me crazy. But I'm like, Jokic is doing less. I mean, doing more with less, and John Morant is pretty much going on the road, destroying teams. I mean, he just destroyed Chicago. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and you gotta look at that. Chicago's a hot team. You said, dude averaged 29, 13, and 8 is amazing. Yeah, it is, but nobody talks about it because they're not. They're focused on. They were so focused on LeBron last night. And the Lakers and them losing. and give him
My
pretty much.
question, my question, Polo, you gonna do a video on that? Because if you are, I'll hold off my comments for that.
um, you know what? Look, man, Scrub is giving me some advice. I like that. Nah, I was planning on it. I was just gonna, give my take on the game. But the bigger question, just so that get yourself ready and get yourself geared up, and everybody else in here. The bigger question now is, because everybody still, there's people that still think that the Lakers can win the whole thing, and then also there's people that think that they can make the playoffs and play. So we'll have to see what takes place. You know what I'm saying? Jacob, are you gonna hop in or what, man? Or are you gonna be a chat warrior? Because if then I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. I'm about to just go ahead and shut it down. Scrub, man, Scrub done opened up a can of worms. Now I got to talk about that now. Yeah, because I was also going to talk about you crazy Scrub. I was going to talk about I got to talk more about Steph Curry. You my guys hit man and True the King. It came through last night, but I still got something on my mind that I gotta. He said your thoughts on Philly now since the trade. Um, I mean we're 2-0. I mean that's great, but we're getting it done against mediocre mediocre talent, mediocre team. But I want him to keep it up. I want James Harden to keep it up. And see, yeah, James Harden he's doing great, but listen, what nobody's paying attention to, Maxi has been the most consistent one because Maxi has stayed through everything. I know people are going to say Embiid, but it's really Tyrese Maxi. The one he held it down when Embiid wasn't there. But nobody talked about it.
I wasn't able to hop in yesterday with when you did that one because I was in another live. But the
Mm-hmm.
Knicks, man, first of all, fuck the Knicks. You know how I feel about them bubs. No, quite honestly, the Knicks blew an opportunity to win because first of all, it was a game that was close. That really shouldn't have been as close. The Sixers should have pulled away a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But even more than that, the Knicks, my issue with them is that they continue making the same thing on mistakes.
Right.
I'm like, so when are you guys getting in the paint? When you guys get, like, I saw quickly get in the paint, but I'm like, all right, who else going to get in this paint? Like, when's this, are we going to run some offense, or are we just going to do one-on-one, one-on-one, one-on-one? Because it was a lot of one-on-one, not a lot of ball movement. And then, what happened to your guy? What happened to your mans? And if you're wondering who I'm talking about Evan Fournier. Where was he when I needed him most?
I mean, he scored. What are you talking about? He scored. He put up 20 something points yesterday.
Yeah, and where was he down the stretch?
Well, I mean, it was a combination of several different things. Well, now Fournier, I've already told you, the deal on Fournier. He's not happy there. He's not happy. He's not happy with the whole situation.
Ain't no one happy with the situation over there, though.
Well, RJ is starting to be happy because he's starting to get control of the offense. You see how well he's been playing, and quickly put up 20 something points yesterday. I looked at the game. Now, this is the thing here that we have to understand. And Jacob, listen, we were good without Harden. Okay, we were winning without Harden. So your logic on that, you have to understand that. Yeah, he might in your eyes, you're thinking that he made us better, but we've already been better. I mean, we could do the same stuff that we're doing without Harden. It's just an added piece. I give him credit. Yes, the triple doubles, that's wonderful and everything. But can you do that against the elite? We have four major teams, Scrub, coming up, and Jacob, we have the Heat coming up. We have the Cavs coming. We have Brooklyn, and we also have Chicago. I mean, if you could do that against those teams, okay, then we're talking then. And then if you could get it done in the playoffs, then we're talking. But until then, if you're not getting it done in the playoffs, if you're not capitalizing down the stretch and you're still making the same old mistake, then are you going to say that he's better than Jacob? Yes, that's why. But we're talking about wins. Go ahead, Scrub.
No, I was just about to piggyback off of that. Like, listen, Harden, like, I don't see the difference right now because it's like, all right, yeah, like, okay, yeah, they're 2-0 with him, but it's not like his impact has really made a difference in the win-loss column. Of like, this isn't enough for me to see. All right, he was the difference. I need different teams and I need more games because 2 games does not make an NBA career.
Right. I mean, listen, we're 2-0 with him. We're 2-0 with Harden. But like he just needs to keep it up. Jacob, I'm giving the guy his flowers. I'm giving the guy his flowers. You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that and cap and say that he's not doing good. Look, he's doing good, but I want him to keep it up, man. Two games and a triple double and against mediocre teams. Well, I can't really call Minnesota mediocre because they've done a lot better. They're above 500, but New York at this point in time they're mediocre.
They're worse than mediocre. They are sorry. Let's call it what it is. This is an
Right.
underachieving team.
Yeah, J. Steve. No, I'm grateful, Jacob. I'm grateful that we have. Listen, I'm not grateful if his attitude is poor. I'm not grateful if he's inconsistent down the stretch. I'm not grateful if he comes up short and he's he's going to be a choke artist just like Embiid has over the last couple of years. I got to see more. This does not define him. You acting like we won a championship. Matter of fact, I think you're a Sixers fan now as much as you cheer for. You know what I'm saying, Jacob? Come on now. Jacob, I'm so disappointed in you, man. Hurry up and eat your water burger so you can come up in here, man. Because we know that's what he's doing. He over there eating breakfast.
Man.
He over there eating breakfast, waiting for True Viking and stuff. I'm playing True Viking. Nah, but look, I gave him his. If y'all didn't listen to the video, which some people don't listen to the beginning. What's up with the Jelly Bean 4280? I see you in the building. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the homie Jelly Bean. Hey Jelly Bean, you gonna do some more boxing videos? I mean, all I see is video games, man. Like,
what's wrong with video games, man?
I mean, there ain't no wrong with video games, but we want to hear your analysis on some boxing. Look, if I want to go see a game, I go down the street and go. I can go play any game that I want to. I can get hop online and play some shooting games or fighting games or some batting or 2K or whatever. But man, I like his analysis on boxing. Do you think that Philly is a championship contender? What you think, bro?
They should be. They really should be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to come down to 3 guys: Doc Rivers, Joel Embiid, and James Harden.
Right. I think it's gonna come, and you know what, a lot, and you know what, I gotta say this too, Scrub and Jacob and Jay. Not it being at the question, you brought up a good question. Another person that we're not looking at is either that needs to get the smoke is Tobias Harris because
Mm-hmm.
he's been a roller coaster throughout the whole season. You know, and Tobias Harris got it. He got to get it done too. Hey, Tobias Harris, he's a humble guy. He's a hard worker. But hey, you got to get it done down the stretch too. And listen, I'm gonna take it a step further to Scrub. Listen, you ready for this?
What you got?
Listen, the pressure is not all on James Harden. There's more pressure on Doc and Embiid, and the reason why is because James Harden, he came there and everything like that, but this is Embiid's team, and they gave Embiid what he wants. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it from that perspective.
Doc, I agree with.
Hmm.
I think it's the same amount of pressure on Embiid and Harden.
You think it's the same amount?
For Harden and Embiid, yeah. I think the guy who's really going to be under the gun, though, is Doc Rivers.
Well, yeah, he's been on thin ice. Listen, he doesn't have any excuses as far as his rotations, as far as his adjustments. Now, has he gotten better? Yes, he has. I think that because look, Jacob acts like I hate Harden as a player. As a talent, he's enjoyable to watch when he's playing the game the right way. But when he's not playing the game the right way, I'm gonna judge you. I'm gonna give you that smoke. Scrub gonna give you that smoke. True Viking gonna give you that smoke. Mike gonna give you that smoke. Jelly Bean gonna give you that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Jay Steve, he gonna give you that smoke. But in terms of them being a contender, I say that we gotta see how we look, against some of the upper echelon teams, especially a Chicago. I'm talking about with Harden, with the Cavs and with the Miami Heat. But the Miami Heat are number one right now. I think people forget that, and as far as defense, their defense is insane right now. Even though Golden State still has the number one defensive efficiency
Miami Heat are number one. Oh, my goodness.
rate. Yeah,
No, I hate that spot.
I know you hate that, Scrub, but yeah, they're number one.
That hurts my soul, but it's okay.
They're number one. You got to think, man. All of their horses are healthy now. You got Bam. He's back. He's healthy. He's playing at a all star level. You got Jimmy Butler. He's back. He's had some a little bit of injuries here and there. He's at all star level. Kyle Lowry, leadership, done great with his shooting, ball handling, everything. PJ Tucker has made the difference. But the one person who's been really just outplaying everybody, and I gotta give him his flowers. You know what I'm about to say, bro.
Jimmy Butler?
No, I already said Jimmy Butler. I already said that earlier.
Damn.
Come on, bro. Listen, Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero. He ain't no Kobe Bryant now. You know what I'm saying? I know people up in there going crazy. Yeah, he's a white Kobe Bryant. No,
Yeah, people need to chill on that.
Yeah, but it's been Tyler Hero. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Hero has been balling. Tyler Hero, man, I think Tyler Hero got a little nigga in him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Now, because, like, Tyler Hill, my cousin had a chance, an opportunity to watch him play. I forget when he was playing in Kentucky or whatever, and he also got to see him when he was in high school. And he said that Tyler Hero is cut differently. Hey, scrub, he'll go in hostile environments, like full of nuts, in the hood and stuff. Like he went to a place in Georgia, and it was dominated. Enough of niggas in there, man. Everybody was heckling him and everything. Go look at it on YouTube, scrub. Dog, this dude was lighting up motherfuckers. And this dude was talking shit. Tyler Hero, man. Like I'm saying, he coming up, shooting on motherfuckers, pulling up from deep, dunking on motherfuckers, everything, man. He's a different beast, man.
I have to check that out now. Dang.
Yeah, you think I'm lying? I'm telling you, man. Like that dude, and he's nice. I said, man, and give him a couple years, man. And the thing about it, a lot of people don't realize, man, he works so hard, man. He's a hard worker. He's not one of them old prima donna summer bitches.
Well, you know how Pat Riley do. That's the kind of guys he want on in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to find these cats. I don't know how the heck he know how to find them, but he be finding them.
Well,
They a team.
well, Pat Riley has always been good. I don't think he gets enough credit for his development. In terms of his player development, he's always been good at developing talent, and they always draft well. He's always drafted well. Ever since he's been in Miami, you know, and I don't think he gets a lot of credit. They look at Pat Riley as just okay. They might look at him as still like from a coaching aspect and stuff like that. But but Pat Riley, he has a protocol that he set there in mind with the culture of Miami. He he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that a lot of people don't give him credit for, and that's the same thing with Jerry West. Him and Jerry West. When you talk about front office and somebody that's falling in line with that right now, Scrub, is a guy like James Jones,
Mm-hmm.
executive. You know, you said he a lot of potential, most improved player. You said Golden State defense didn't look too good last night. Dallas they went on a 28-2 run. Well, well, what you have to realize is that they still lacking two things. They're lacking Draymond Green, which is he's pretty much he's a communicator on defense, regardless of what people want to say. He's a big communicator on defense. He sees a lot of stuff that a lot of guys don't. And then also they're lacking a big man. I talked about it last night with Truth King. They they need a big man if they want to make it. You got to think about it. Phoenix, and they lost. They lost again. Phoenix, and I'm gonna talk about that too. Phoenix is 0-2 without Chris Paul. So we got a lot to talk about. But yeah, they're still ranked in defensive efficiency. Now it might be going down just a little bit, Jelly, because of everything that's taking place, not only with Phoenix but also Golden State. What you think, bro?
Honestly, they need to play better.
You know, I mean, Draymond Green, you could hate him all you want to and stuff like that. You don't have to like him and stuff, but he's a he's a fucking important piece to Golden State. Can you hear me, Scrub?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Nah, my bad. I just had to do some work stuff.
Oh, it's all good. I'm finna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this one down. I'm gonna get into something else a little bit later, man. You got anything to close with?
No, that's about it. No, I'll definitely catch you later.
All right, that's what's up, man. Hey, make sure y'all tune in a little bit later. Make sure y'all pull up, man. I appreciate everybody pulling up right now. Stephen Green, man, he came a little late, but we'll be back later. JC's Hip Hop, make sure you go to sub to his channel. Uh, Jellybean 4280, appreciate you pulling up. True Viking Queen, as always, man. Thank you for holding it down 10 toes. Jacob Jennings, thank you for holding it down 10 toes. Uh, Mike, I'll see you in the building too. And Alex, I appreciate you showing up today to show your boy love. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications so that you will get all of my content. Until then, man, Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment, man. You know I'll get back at y'all later.